Welcome to the Cinema Gold Show. I'm your host, Larry Lace. And on today's episode of Flashback Friday, we give our review of The Equalizer. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Poddex, for sponsoring this episode. If you're a podcaster looking to grow your audience and get more engagement, you're going to want to check out Poddex today. Head on over to poddex.com, use the promo code Larry21 to save you 10% off your order. And of course, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, just search Cinema Gold Show. And now, without further ado, our thoughts on The Equalizer. Denzel Washington loves doing action movies. I'm not exactly sure why. He's a high-caliber actor capable of a wide range of diverse characters. But he seems to prefer starring in films like Two Guns, Safe House, Unstoppable, The Book of Eli, and The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. And there's nothing wrong with that, although some of these movies have been better than others. With The Equalizer, Washington has found his best action vehicle yet, as it blends hard-boiled, tense fisticuffs before the climax goes absolutely bonkers in the best way possible. Robert McCall, played by Washington, enjoys a quiet, rigid life. He wakes up early, times his morning routine, works at a Home Depot-like store, friendly with his coworkers, eats a simple dinner. But despite his well-regimented routine, he can't sleep. He spends his evenings at a late-night diner reading classic books and conversing with Terry, a young prostitute. When a Russian monster pimp beats her half to death, McCall decides to take revenge and unleash the violence that lays beneath his mild-mannered surface. This act results in the Russian mob bringing in violent fixer Teddy to find this mysterious avenger. As for McCall, he tries to deal with not only Teddy, but also right other unrelated wrongs. For the majority of the film, The Equalizer is welcomingly low-key. Director Antoine Fuqua has scaled the picture back to the level of a 90s action movie. Few digital effects, close-quarter combat, and relying on a gritty tone that's never too dour. As someone who's never been much of a Fuqua fan, even his most popular movie, Training Day, loses its pull in the third act. The Equalizer is a refreshing and exciting entry into today's CGI-driven action marketplace. Although his second collaboration with Washington features a far more subdued protagonist than Training Day's detective Alonzo Harris, McCall is compelling in his own fashion. He's a 21st century warrior monk living in a peaceful, isolated life where he's not aloof, but demands order. It's almost off-putting at first as he acts more like a motivational speaker spouting lines like progress, not perfection. But it's balanced by his little actions like making sure every item on a table is organized at right angles. Washington excels at these kind of roles, but McCall feels like culmination of the best aspects of the actor's performances in this genre. He's a little sad, but not depressed. He's patient, fearless, and a master of the dismissive laugh. When McCall steps into a room full of Russian gangster, he goes into Equalizer vision, picturing how he's going to kill everyone in the room, and we have no trouble believing he can do it. Washington has been a credible action lead for some time, but this time he mostly loses the condescending attitude of his recent characters. He gives us a giddy thrill when we know some bad guys are about to get equalized to crap. Even though the movie needs to rely on a subplot for the story's culmination, it still feels like there's quite a bit of fat on the film since the movie spends far too much time Teddy's sadism. We want to get back to McCall driving the action and unleashing righteous fury. And if you're patient, the fury you will get. For the majority of its runtime, The Equalizer is street level. It's dealing with corrupt cops and armed robbers. Once he decides to help Terry, The Equalizer is unleashed. And it's not just about the big takedown, but when the big takedown does come, it's unlike anything that came before. It won't be jarring if it weren't so damn enjoyable. The climax is the ideal of a gritty, hard R-action flick. The Equalizer scored some of the highest test screenings results in Sony's history, and while those test screenings aren't a metric of quality, they're spot on when it comes to the movie being a true crowd pleaser. It's Washington at the top of his game. Fuqua finally cracking an action film from start to finish, and centering on a memorable character who knows how to solve problems, big and small. It's a bit reductive to say that this is Washington's Taken. Yes, they both feature serious actors playing stoic action heroes, But The Equalizer has a style all its own. But while Liam's Brian Mills wants to play the savior, McCall can't stop chaos, but he can deliver some thrilling retribution. So we're going to give this movie probably, I'd say, a B+, almost B-, somewhere in between that. Let us know your thoughts on The Equalizer in the comments section below. Was there something we missed that we should have focused on? Give us your thoughts on the movie. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? As always, give us a thumbs up if you like our video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell button to be notified of future videos. And as always, you can find us on Good Pods, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts from. And if you want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Your support helps the channel grow, upgrade our equipment, bring in new hosts, be able to pay them, and create even more shows. So as always, thank you so much for your support, and for watching and listening. We will see you next time.